It's Chip Brown and Sean Adams from OrangeBloods.com, and the bottom line on 104.9 The Horn. We talk about Lamb's Tire and Automotive all the time on our show and at OrangeBloods.com because we're customers. And we also talk about some sports.
We also talk about the best athletes in the world.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks. Yeah, I was the MVP of the Cowboys.
Yeah, except we're not talking about you. We're talking about the actual Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Longhorns, Peyton Manning, folks like that. Not Chip Brown and the media hype and playing football with other geeks.
Well, today we're going to talk about the best tire and automotive center, and that's a no-brainer slam dunk. It's Lamb's Tire and Automotive.
We're here at the McNeil store with Greg Murphy of Lamb's Tire and Automotive, and the McNeil store is where you can get all your custom work done, whether it's exhaust, whether it's suspension. They can even work on my 65 Mustang. Chip, this is the place to be.
Yeah, and you know, Sean fancies himself as a track and field athlete, Greg, and we all know that the only thing worse than track is field. But you were saying that that shoes for a track athlete, or in this case, tires for a vehicle, have everything to do with performance.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Sean touts himself as being a pretty fast guy back in the day, right?
A little bit.
Okay, so tires for a car are a lot like shoes for a track athlete. You know, if you don't have the right set of shoes, it'd be like trying to put Sean in the starting line instead of high heels. Well, it's not gonna end well.
So not very cute. That wouldn't work.
No. Yeah, I don't want to see that. So tires are a lot the same way. You know, and they don't get a lot of respect, kind of like a track and field athlete, as you give them a hard time about all the time.
Exactly.
So, you know, we'd like to do a couple things at Lamb's, and part of our oil change process is that we rotate tires every time we bring it in for a couple reasons. You know, this is a prime example of what can happen to a tire that doesn't have a lot of maintenance and a lot of care taken care of. I mean, he's a tennis player, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you imagine him trying to play tennis with a ball that was that uneven?
Exactly. It'd be all over the place and not bouncing even.
Yeah, exactly. So this is exactly what happens when you got this tire rolling down the road. You know, there's steel belts. That's obviously a safety issue. But even something that's not as drastic as this and severe, something like this tire, where you know, tires are the most important thing to maintaining a vehicle's efficiency and rolling resistance going down the road. You don't want this happening. You know, so we do a couple things. We rotate them every time for you so that we can make sure these types of incidents don't occur. And you know, that just helps you save that investment, and like a track athlete, makes it more efficient and gets you down to the end of the finish line a whole lot faster and safer.
And at the end of the day, it means a lot of things like safety. I mean, we're talking about on the show all the time that when you have your family in the car, you don't need blowouts from things that are unsafe on your car. So you guys are making sure that families are safe while they're on the road.
Yeah, you know, that's absolutely right. A lot of people don't give tires, again, like I said, the respect. They think as long as it's round and holds air, it's going to be in good shape. But you know, this thing is basically rubber and steel. You know, and when those two obviously, rubber and steel aren't two materials that really go together very well. So when they start to act poorly together, like this or like that, bad things happen.